All right, so today we do have a pretty major update, something we've now been waiting for, I believe, over 4 months. And this is an update to the rescheduling of cannabis marijuana that Donald Trump proposed, again, I think now 4 months ago. And this is a pretty major update. I just got this email, and I'm reading this from marijuanamoment.net. The article, if you want to read it for yourself, is Federal Marijuana Rescheduling Announced by Department of Justice months after Trump's executive order. Yes, again, months after he actually signed the executive order. Everybody got really, really excited, and then nothing. Crickets for months and months and months. That's just how the government and bureaucracy works. You think we're at the finish line, and really we're at the 5-yard line, and going that 95 yards is so quick, but that last 5 yards to actually get over the goal line oftentimes takes forever. So I'll read you what I think are the important parts of this update. I highlighted them here. This first little highlight's a mistake. So the acting Attorney General, Todd Blanche, who replaced the recently, I don't know if she was fired, quit, whatever happened, she's no longer there, Pam Bondi. So Todd Blanche on Thursday announced that rescheduling is finally happening. So the announcement actually from the Attorney General stating that it actually is moving forward. And here is what's going to happen, because it's not snap your fingers and it's rescheduled to Schedule 3. There's a 2-step process. So he says that the process will happen in phases. And this is kind of necessary because they don't have all of the rules worked out. And it's going to, I believe, take some time to get all of the rules worked out. We'll talk about what the second step will be after we talk about this first step. So there's 2 steps here to get marijuana cannabis rescheduled from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. So the first step is under an order signed by Blanche, marijuana products regulated by a state medical cannabis license will move to Schedule 3. As will any marijuana product that are approved by the FDA. So basically, if your state has a marijuana program already in place, the marijuana that they sell, the cannabis that they sell, the medical cannabis that they sell, is now moved to Schedule 3. What does this actually mean? So in practice, it doesn't seem to change all that much for the consumer, for the person using the cannabis, prescribed the cannabis, whatever. But for the businesses, it can change a whole lot. So there was a lot of banking restrictions on tax deductions because cannabis was seen as federally illegal with no known use in the United States, no medical use. It was completely banned. And because of that, businesses that were making money off of the sale of a Schedule 1 completely illegal substance, again, couldn't take certain tax deductions, couldn't get bank loans, sometimes couldn't bank at all. This at least should open up the doors for these businesses that were having these issues to be able to explore those different avenues, be able to write things off on their taxes that are related to cannabis marijuana sales, for instance, be able to apply for loans, be able to get bank accounts, whatever else from the business side was a big hang-up. And that was a big part of this rescheduling process idea that Trump had and Biden had before him, was to free up these businesses to be able to operate a little bit more like regular businesses, regular legal businesses, because they were operating legally in their state. So that's number one. Number two is, again, specifically right now to the cannabis sold by these licensed dispensaries in these certain states, the states that have medical programs already set up. This marijuana will now be open to more research. It'll be much easier to do research on cannabis marijuana. But does this change anything else? As of right now, probably not. So for the consumer, probably not. And I'll talk about testing here in a second, because this channel is mainly focused on drug testing. That's what I have most knowledge in. But then, so the second step, we go down to step 2. Then, so right around the corner here. So we're at the end of April. We're talking about the end of June. So 2 months, beginning in June, there will be, and here is the key word here, the word we've always, when we hear it, we've got to be very, very cautious. There will be a new expedited Expedited is the key word to be very, very careful and cautious about. Don't get your hopes up. Expedited administrative hearing process to consider the broader rescheduling of basically all marijuana, all cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. So not just under the states that already have this framework set up. Basically what they're doing is moving all of that to Schedule 3 because the framework in these states is already set up. What they need to do with this administrative hearing process, which is something that was happening before under the Biden plan, they were going through these hearing processes, multiple of them, and it eventually just all fell apart until Trump then picked it back up, signing this executive order. But they do have to go through this administrative hearing process to develop rules and what is this actually going to look like nationally, because we don't have any national framework. Maybe they will use states as the example. We just don't know at this point. So once this is completed, now this won't be completed in June, on June 29th, this is when the hearing starts. How long will this hearing take? It says expedited. I don't know what that means. That probably means a few months before they can actually get the rules in place. And then usually there is a comment section where they allow the public to then comment on the proposed rules, and that maybe takes another month and a half, and then they finalize the rules after that. So we're talking about end of summer kind of situation at best. Again, this is the federal government that we are talking about. But then what does that mean? So again, all of the banking stuff that we talked about, all of the research stuff that we talked about, probably easier access, more acceptance from doctors being able to prescribe these cannabis as a medication. So it will probably be a lot more available to patients, more readily available to patients who doctors feel like that need it. But also, again, doctors might be more prone to actually prescribe it where maybe they were hesitant before. And certainly in states where it was completely illegal, it was still Schedule 1, there was no medical program, doctors now will be able to prescribe it. So we'll open up that door as well. Before I get to testing, one of the big things here is just a mental shift. This is a huge mental shift. Going back now to the beginning of last century, the 1920s, 1930s, when we started thinking, this country, the United States, started thinking about cannabis and marijuana as this evil drug, going up into the 70s where it became illegal, and then the say no to drugs, and drugs as a gateway drug, and all of that kind of stuff through the 80s. This is a big reversal of all of that. What we're saying now is marijuana, at least to some degree, as a medication, as a Schedule 3 medication, is somewhat acceptable. So again, there is a stigma around using marijuana before that may start to be removed. Again, people don't find a lot of stigma around taking certain prescription drugs. So if this is just another prescription drug, maybe that stigma will be removed from people who are using cannabis, again, as a medication. That's primarily what this executive order is about. And then it comes to testing. So testing is completely up in the air. What would seem to make sense to me is when you are drug tested, if they continue to even test for marijuana, that's the first thing they've got to figure out. Are we still going to test for marijuana as part of, let's say you're having a DOT drug test, the DOT drug test, it's still going to be a 5-panel drug test, including marijuana and maybe fentanyl very soon. So it might be a 6-panel drug test. I've made a video previously on that. And I will, again, if that is confirmed, where fentanyl is added to the DOT drug test. But will it be then the 5 or 6-panel drug test, or will they take marijuana off completely and it'll be just a 4 or a 5 with fentanyl instead of THC? That's a possibility. The other possibility could be that if you are using THC and you do test positive for THC on a DOT drug test, that you can use that prescription, because it's federally now a Schedule 3 substance. You can use that prescription, give it to the MRO, the medical review officer, after you test positive, and he can review that prescription. And if it makes sense that you are taking cannabis, marijuana in the amounts allotted in that prescription, you're taking it as it is prescribed, basically, then he can change, or he or she can change that positive result to a negative result. And that's already in place with many other drugs. People test, there are a lot of false positives for a lot of prescription drugs, and then you take your prescription and give it to the MRO. That's what the medical review officer is there for. And then the medical review officer can change that to a negative test. So that is a possibility as well. And the other possibility, of course, is what we currently have. They leave it as Schedule 3. And even though it's a prescription drug now, and the federal government says it's a prescription drug, if you take a drug test, you test positive for marijuana, there's absolutely no wiggle room, no gray area. That is a positive result, and nothing has changed. We will see what actually happens. The challenge here is that marijuana is still considered medically as an intoxicant, an intoxicating substance. So if you test positive for it, there might be less leniency than if you test positive for other drugs, although certainly other drugs can cause issues as well. We will just have to see what happens. Again, right now, currently, as I sit and as I make this video, if you are going forward, if you're using marijuana, cannabis in a legal state, it is now that cannabis that you're using is a Schedule 3 substance. Again, I don't know how much that changes. It's more just in name. June 29th, the end of June, where this administrative hearing process begins, that'll really flesh out what is this going to look like long term, not only with testing, but with opportunities to be prescribed cannabis, etc. Stick with me for updates. I will be back with them as soon as I hear anything. And until next time, everybody, stay safe.